Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be covering parallel lines and transversals. So to start, let's discuss what a parallel line is. So parallel lines are coplanar lines that do not intersect. So these two lines right here are parallel lines because they will never intersect. The lines will continue forever and they will still never intersect. And then skew lines are lines that do not intersect but are not coplanar. So for parallel lines, they were coplanar, so they were in the same plane. But for skew lines, they're in two different planes, but they'll still never intersect. So these are skew lines, those two lines. And then parallel planes are similar to parallel lines, except instead of them being lines, they're planes that don't intersect. So this plane A right here and plane B right here, those are parallel planes because they will never intersect. Okay, next, let's discuss what a transversal is. So transversal is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at two different points. So coplanar lines, remember, they have to be in the same plane. And so the transversal is the line that intersects two or more of those lines. So this line right here is the transversal. And since there's only two lines that intersects, it creates 8 angles. And since we know it's transversal, it has to intersect at two different points. So here's a point here and here's a point there. Okay, so let's look at these. I've numbered the angles 1 through 8 so we can discuss what type of angles are which. So we'll start with interior angles. So these angles, these 4 here are in the interior, which is in between the two lines, which is called the interior. So angles 3, 4, 5, and 6 are interior angles. And then out here is the exterior. So angles 1, 2, 7, and 8 are exterior angles. So now, there's more names for these. So there's consecutive interior angles. So we see the word interior, so it's got to be in the inside. And then consecutive means they lie on the same side of the transversal. So here's a transversal, so they have to be on the same side. So 4 and 5 right here are consecutive interior angles, and 3 and 6 are consecutive interior angles. Now, staying on the interior, now we're going to do alternate interior angles. So alternate means they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So angles 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles, and angles 3 and 5 are also alternate interior angles. So that's it for the interior. Now we're going to move to the exterior, which remember is outside of here. So we have alternate exterior angles, which means they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So angles 1 and 7 are alternate exterior angles, and then angles 2 and 8 are also alternate exterior angles. And then our last one we're going to cover is corresponding angles. Corresponding angles mean it's on the same side of the transversal and of the lines. So for an example, angles 1 and 5 are corresponding angles because they're on the same side of the transversal, so they're both on the left side, and they're both on the top of the other lines. So on other corresponding angles we have are angles 2 and 6, 3 and 7, and then 4 and 8. So now we're going to do some practice here. Okay, so first we're going to start with angles 2 and angle 7. So angle 2 is here and angle 7 is here. So what do we think those two are? So looking at these up here, so we can already determine that they're both on the interior. So it has to be one of the interiors. So it's either got to be consecutive interior or alternate interior. So are on the same side of the transversal, so this is transversal, and on the same side or opposite sides. Remember, we're doing 2 and 7, so they're on opposite sides. So 2 and 7 are alternate interior angles. Okay, now we have angles 3 and angle 7. So angle 3 is here, angle 7 is here. So we can see that 1's on the exterior, 3's on the exterior, and 7's on the interior. So it can't be consecutive interior, or alternate exterior. So that leaves it with corresponding. So 3 and 7 have to be corresponding angles. Okay, our next one we have is angles 4 and 7. So 4 is here and 7 is here. So we can see that they're both on the interior, so it's got to be consecutive interior or alternate interior. But since they're not on opposite sides of the transversal, They're on the same side, it's going to be consecutive interior. Okay, our last one is angles 3 and angle 6. So angle 3 is here, angle 6 is here. We can see that they're both on the exterior and they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So it's going to be alternate exterior angles. Okay, that's it for today. But if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try my best to answer them. Thanks.